Breaking news, researchers did research. Crazy, I know. But to be serious, the American College of Sports Medicine, ACSM for short, recently updated their position stand, which has been in place since 2009. They looked at a bunch of research from the past 17 years and gave us some updates, and I want to share the most intriguing points that I found with you. Number one is to be strength training at minimum 2 times per week. This does not change from the previous one. However, they are now highlighting different things. For example, they talk about doing everything in the full range of motion, meaning that you're going like in a really low squat, really low lunge, moving those joints in their proper range so that you are not hurting yourself. And then once you get comfortable with that, let's say you have about 2 to 3 reps left in the tank, that's when you want to either add load or increase the load that you're using. And they talk about giving it more effort rather than increasing that load. So as long as you feel like those muscles are working, then you can start increasing the weight rather than chasing that highest weight and hurting yourself. Number 2, they talked about building muscle, and they talk about doing 6 to 12 reps for about 3 sets of each exercise, and then focusing on the eccentric portion while you're doing those exercises. This is the lowering phase, essentially what we're doing when we're fighting gravity. For example, instead of just plopping down into that squat, you're gonna be going down nice and slow and controlled and then standing. Or if you're doing a cable row, don't pull the weight back and then just let it fly back towards the stack. You wanna pull back and then take your time straightening those arms back out. They found that highlighting the eccentric portion is what's really going to be building that muscle and helping us maintain our strength. And then number 3, don't complicate it. This was more an admission on their part that they spent too much time highlighting different strength training programs, talking about periodization, where you're changing things from day to day or week to week or month to month, or macrocycles, blah, 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 all that stuff. It does not need to be like that. They talk about now just strength training, that 2 times per week at a minimum, staying consistent with that, and once you get comfortable with the exercises, finding ways to then make it harder going forward. Doesn't have to be a specific time frame, just progressively overloading those exercises by changing up the tempo, changing up the reps, changing up the load, how you're holding the weights, all of that stuff. So just essentially making it harder for yourself over time. And that is it for that one. To summarize, strength train at least 2 times per week, give it your best effort, and don't complicate it. One of my favorite people in the industry says something called KISS, which is keep it simple, stupid. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I look forward to seeing all of you stupendous people in the gym soon. Bye-bye.